Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, May 11th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a couple things here to update and we should be good to go. So I got that right there. It's good. Few more things here. It's good. All right, perfect. Looks like we are good to go. Put this on right there. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. Good. I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in, and then we'll get started shortly. All right. All right. Morning, everybody. Morning, Ben Hartwig. Morning, Martha. Morning, guys. Market is opening up shortly, so I'm going to go ahead and check out the news real quick. So let's see. Thursday over here with PPI news at 5:30 is very negative. So news right here. PPI at 5:30, 6 o'clock. I say just 5:30. 5:30, we have the Fed speaking later today. We have one Fed member, Kashkari, speaking at 6 o'clock. He already spoke. Fed member Waller speaking at 7:15, natural gas storage at 7:30. So 5:30, 7:30, and I think that's it. So we got news over here at 5:30, which was PPI. Not a huge move, but still relevant. So and then we have news over here at 7:15 and 7:30. That's about it. So I'm following this new news source, guys, and I'll show you guys in a little bit, where it has like the details of like what's going on. So like we actually know how the market is reacting to the news event. So I'll show you guys that shortly. Just it's not really necessary, but I like to know what's going on, of course. So we'll use that to our advantage. Let me check my FX book real quick. So news over here at 5:30, 7:15, and 7:30. Okay, so that's all the news that we have on schedule for today. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up the areas of liquidity here. So let me go through real quick. Try to zoom through this as quickly as possible. There go down to the 8-hour. A lot of these zones here haven't been tested in a really long time, so I think when price does get to this point, it's going to be a pretty nice push. All right, that's good. Two-hour. 1 hour. Let's see, 30-minute. $15-minute. 10-minute. And I think that's it. All right. So I don't think there's any zones that are really close to current price. I mean, not super far, but also not super close. So we have some down here. So let's see how far is this one. It's about 1,000 pips to the bottom and about 2,000 pips to the top. So we might get liquidity hitting from the bottom, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. If price gets to that point, this is where it's going to be. And that's about it, guys. So, all right, market is opening in about 1 minute, guys. Let's take a look at the overall bias for today. So, all right, looking at this here, we currently have a bearish bias across all time frames. You can see on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, prices below the pivots, trend meters green, red. So prices below the pivots, trend meters red across all time frames, and the pivots are all angling down. So with that said, it looks like we have a sell bias with regard to the trend. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're bearish too. The thing that you got to keep in mind is that this bearish push is from the news this morning. So fundamentals are currently down 200 points, and the retail sentiment here is currently neutral. So it looks like we have a sell bias for today. So if we do get liquidity, we're probably going to look for a sell, which is going to be somewhere down around this area right here. If and when price gets down there, the thing is, price is like 1,000 pips away from this area, so it's pretty far from it. It's not too close. So if price does get to this point, you might want to be a little careful. There goes an opening bell. When prices get to this point, you want to make sure that it doesn't necessarily spike right through this area. You kind of want to wait for price to push down a little bit. And this is kind of the pattern that you want to look for. You want to look for price to come down, and you want it to consolidate a little bit, right? And then if it comes down again, that's where you can make entry. However, if price just comes straight down, you probably don't want to enter right away, because that retracement is probably going to happen as soon as it gets to that point. So price is currently consolidating right here. So you want to break out to the bottom side, retracement, breakout back farther down to liquidity down here. So that's what you kind of want to look for, okay? Looking over here, we currently have a higher high, but price is now below the pivots 1 and 2. So with that said, does not look like we're going to have an entry here for a high low momentum scalp. I mean, we'll take a look at it and we'll follow, but it does not look like we'll have an entry here just yet specifically. So there's opening price right there. Going to have that marked up. There we go. As price starts to come down a little heavier. Okay, so as I mentioned right here, guys, price is breaking out. You want that retracement, consolidation, and then further breakout to the bottom. If you have that right there, then great, look for entry, but you definitely probably don't want to enter if it's just a straight breakout straight to this area, because when price gets to this point, price might have to retrace up a little bit. So let's be a little careful with this, the entry here if it does come down to that point, because if it does drop that far, that's going to be about 1,000 pip drop, right? It's a big drop, and it may be due for retracement. So if it does get to this point, I'll probably look for price to maybe touch it, retrace up a little bit, and then come back down for re-entry. So I actually want price to retrace when it gets down a little further. It's got about 10 seconds left on here. All right, so price is continuing to drop right here. As I mentioned, I actually want this to retrace up a little bit. If it hits that point, probably not going to enter it right away. Wait for it to retrace and maybe make a later entry when it comes back down for a retest, because it's just a little overextended at this point. All right, so price is coming down right here. Let's see if it's that area of liquidity. So it's a little overextended at this point, guys. So I'm waiting for that retracement, maybe some consolidation. And then if it comes down for another attempt, then at that point, possible entry. So you can see right here, this candle starting to retrace up a little bit. Doing exactly what I was waiting for, right? Wait for that retracement. This candle is going to close. Let's see what happens on the next candle. There goes the retracement. So that's why you got to be a little patient with these moves here, guys. Because last thing you want to do is get caught in the heavy retracement back up. So you can see it's getting really close to that area of liquidity. But it looks like the push is starting to weaken a little bit. So right there, it's starting to retrace a little bit, going back into consolidation. That's completely fine. There you go, retracement. Let's see. I'm just going to hit sell stop, but I probably just going to wait off for a bit. Just want to wait for it to consolidate and retrace a little bit. I'll just enter manually if it comes in and drops to that area. It's got my finger hovering over the sell button right now. This is where it comes down to really disciplined patience, right? Because you don't want to enter yet, but I know a lot of people are tempted to enter. But you do want to wait for that to retrace. So it's doing kind of what I marked up right here. It dropped a little lower than anticipated, but it did do the same thing right there, right? Got to that point, retracing, consolidating, drops further, and then it's probably going to break through and blast through liquidity. The volume here is starting to die down quite a bit. Turn on the volume indicator. All right, so price actually blasted right through it right there. I don't know if anyone was able to get into it. I just saw it blast through right now. Yeah, it was a little fast. So I got in a little late and I still got my full TP on that. Yeah, I forgot to change my lot size back. My lot size was at 100. So let me see what I locked in on that. I locked in 1,200. So I locked in partial profit basically. It's all good. Forgot what colors did I use for this. Okay, I just used the default colors. Yeah, I was trying to catch the volume to see like what was going on there. Only caught it for 1,000 profit. All right, so another liquidity push right there. It did pretty much what we anticipated. Retraced up a little bit and came right back down. It's a little fast though. So I actually entered a little later. So when price was down here, I entered like around this area right here. Still went straight to my TP, but typically I wouldn't recommend that. The only reason I was okay with it was because the bias for the sell was very strong. So that's why I was kind of like, okay, whatever. It's going to drop at least more than 100 pips, like 200 pips, maybe 300 pips. So I figured, okay, I was going to hit my TP. Again, same situation down here, guys. As price reaches the next level, if you do want to enter this, you make sure you probably want to wait for the retracement. So I'll just post this up in the group real quick. And if you guys have profits posted up, feel free to send them in. All right. Perfect. So we got Kenny over here, total profit of 2,800 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. You took the move all the way down. So some solid profit right there. Great profit, Kenny, 2,800. I only locked in 1,200 on mine. I was messing around with the market, or I was trading last night during Asia session. So I changed my lot size and wasn't able to, I forgot to change it back. DeJohn over here as well. He took 100 lot size, full TP, total profit of 1,360. Looks like he got that slippage as well. Nice work, DeJohn. Vince over here, total profit of 755. He took that for a full TP as well, half lot size, some slippage in his favor. Great work right there, Vincent. And we got Dave over here, total profit of 1590 for the day. Took basically the same trade on NASDAQ. So solid work right there, Dave. Nick over here, full TP on that, total profit of 2030 for the day. Great work, Nick. All right, guys, so solid work right there. I'll take a screenshot of my profits. Again, I'm just going to show you guys profits from the live sessions because I don't want, like I mentioned, I shouldn't be trading during Asia. I traded Asia last night, and I don't want you guys to be tempted to trade Asia if I show you my Asia profits because, every time I show you guys my Asia profits, I get flooded with messages like, hey, what should I trade during Asia? What strategy should I trade during Asia? What time should I trade during Asia? And I don't have an answer for that because the market during Asia is not the same thing. You can't trade like during a set period like this between like 6:30 and 8 because Asia is such a weird market where sometimes market will be volatile, sometimes it'll be very slow. Like last night, I traded like around 10, right? Typically my cutoff is around 10 o'clock, but I traded after 10 because I saw the movements happening around that time period. So I don't want to tempt you guys to trade during Asia. So I'm going to cut off those profits so that you guys don't know how much I make during Asia or how much I lose during Asia, because it's a mixed bag. You never know how the market's going to move. You never know if volatility is going to hold. And it's, you should leave Asia to like more of the, to the more experienced trader, of course. Or, once you're experienced, you can do it. But at the moment, I think, you have to do a lot of testing during Asia to really know when to trade. So let me go and just take my screenshot from the profits today. Nothing too crazy, just 1,200 right here, it looks like. There's no entries right now, guys. Don't worry. You guys are not missing out on anything right now. I'm just making some updates right here. So as you guys can see, price is kind of ranging out this moment. Not really too much going on. Here's the 10-minute time frame. Yeah, there's like nothing going on right now. So there goes a retracement right there. I wouldn't take this entry here. So there's a lower low and there's a buy signal right here, breaking, closing past the possibly, never mind. Okay, so it broke past pivots 1, but not pivots 1 and 2. That's break and close past pivots 1 and 2 in order for it to be an entry. So with this right here, lower low, buy signal, but it didn't break and close past it. So there's no entry right there for a high low momentum scalp. There's nothing that you guys are missing. I'm going to clean this up a little bit right here. I'm going to continue to take screenshots of my profits here. Let's see, what do I get on my FF? All right, so price is going back into consolidation right here. So if price does drop further, then this area of liquidity will probably get knocked down to that next level. So this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. You can see right here, price kind of consolidated a bit, broke through consolidation. If it breaks back down, it's probably going to break through these 2 levels. So that's exactly what we're waiting for and looking for here. All right, so let me post up my profits here real quick. All right, still nothing for us to take here, guys, so don't worry. Not missing out on anything so far. All right. All right, so here are my profit off that one trade. As I mentioned, I adjusted my lot size yesterday. I forgot to change it back. But you can see over here, total profit of 1,200. Second account, total profit of 1,000. MFF number one, total profit of 800. MFF number two, 800. And MFF number three, total profit of 800 right there. So this right here, well, I'm just posting up the profits from this live session. There's just one trade we took, this liquidity push right here. I'm looking for another trade here as price continues to move along. So not too bad. To kick off the trading day, we have Deswell over here, total profit of 4,500 for the day. Nice work, Deswell. So solid profits right there. All wins. So great work right there, Deswell. We have Maria over here, total profit of 302 for the day. She took a pivot scalp entry right there. Nice work. Yeah, that was a pivot scalp entry. So great work right there, Maria. She took that over there. That did work because the overall bias was to sell. So that did meet criteria. Pivot scalp for Maria right there. And here's Johnny over here, total profit of 555 for the day. All wins as well. Nice work, Johnny. All right, cool. So if there's any more profits you guys want to send in, feel free to send them in. We have Wesley over here, total profit of 500 off that trade right now. Looks like he took a buy for NASDAQ 100. So solid work right there, Wesley. All right, solid. So you guys are doing pretty good today overall. That looks like those are all the profits for the moment. Yeah, we'll keep looking for some more entries here. So looks like the main thing I'm looking for right now is probably going to be the next liquidity push. And then maybe a high-low momentum scalp if we get a higher high that establishes somewhere over here. We don't have a higher high yet, so we can't have that entry. But for the most part, next entry here that may be coming up will be this liquidity push, possibly. Let's see. Can you send me this link for YouTube? All right, thanks, Kenny. So can you send me this link at 7:15? House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries is going to be speaking, Democrat for New York. So thanks, Kenny, for that link there. All right, so I think that's it for right now. So yeah, pretty much the only entry that we, for the most part, may have will be this liquidity push right here. There's no entry for a high-low momentum scalp. This strategy just hasn't been coming up all week. This is typically what happens from time to time. You'll have strategies that still work. Like if I go back and I show you other entries, like there was one right here, but this was pre-market. Obviously, we wouldn't have taken that. But during these live sessions, there hasn't been too many entries for these high-low momentum scalps. There's going to be periods where these entries don't come up, and we'll just have to fall back on other strategies that are available. If market continues to go sideways, obviously this is going to be one of the strategies we'll be looking at, which would be the SR rejection scalp. The market hasn't necessarily been moving sideways yet. It's kind of been going directional, then it breaks out, then directional, then it breaks out. There's no zones here anyway, so there's nothing we could take even if we wanted to. So nothing here for an SR rejection scalp. Nothing here for a high-low momentum scalp. The only thing we really have to look for here the only thing that we have look forward to here would be this liquidity push. So again, right here, price is pushing down below. If we get that breakout below, it'll probably break through. and another possible liquidity push shortly. So we'll have to follow this and see where it pushes through to, but looks like it may break through that area. Again, you guys have to be patient, wait for it to actually break through. Don't just get too overly excited and enter too early, because it's the last thing you want to do. Because it needs to trigger that spot. Once it triggers that spot, that's when it's going to be, opportunity for entry. Getting a little too early, price might retrace up a little bit. Eventually, it'll probably break down, but you definitely want to wait for it to reach that level right there, that blue line. So you can see right here, we're tracing up a little bit. I'm just hovering over my sell. I was going to put a sell stop, but I feel like if I do that, I'm going to miss the entry. So I'm just waiting for it right now. Yeah, Maria said there's another pivot scalp right there with that sell signal, definitely. There goes price blast right through. Let me see if I get into it. I wasn't able to get in yet. I was kind of waiting for it to push through. See where I'm at. So I wasn't able to get in yet, guys. I was watching it. There we go. Blasted right through to my TP. So when it pulled back a little bit right there, I hit my sell button. I saw it trigger, pull back a little bit, hit it, and went straight to my TP. A lot of slippage on that one, though. I only locked in 720. I didn't even get the green strip on mine. Looks like MT4 is lagging a little bit. If you guys are on MT4, like it literally spiked right to my TP right there. It's probably going to come down to this next level. So if you guys are still in it, I just hold on to it. It's going to push down. You'll see. There you go. So if you guys are still in it, either way, would have hit your full TP and would have went straight through to your next one right there too. So yeah, don't be too scared, guys. If you guys see this liquidity push and it's hit it and it retraced up a little bit, it's gonna drop down, because this is a stop loss hunt, right? I drew this level here because I knew people are gonna get stopped out. They just got wiped out right there. But for us, we don't trade like everybody else. We trade opposite of everybody. So while everyone's getting stopped out, we're actually making profit off everybody. So, all right. Perfect. So Maddie said he just passed another challenge. He made 10% in 3 weeks with a couple day breaks in between. Yeah, so solid work right there, Maddie. So yeah, Tom, I don't know if Tom is here. So Tom, look, Maddie just passed right now with the because I know that was like one of the things that Tom was kind of worried about, not being able to pass within 3 weeks. Maddie passed in 3 weeks, and he took a couple of day breaks in between. So it's possible, guys, to pass the challenge. So congrats to Maddie over here. Just passed it. So yeah, if you guys are worried about passing your challenge within the time period, see, and Tom passed too. So Tom said just passed a free trial in 4 days. So there you go, Tom. Now you know, right? I just want to prove it to you and make you understand that like it's possible to pass. It's just you have to you just got to make adjustments, right? I can help you guys make those adjustments. I can help you guys pass, but you guys just got to listen to me, and you also have to follow directions. I think that's the main thing. I'll tell you guys something, and then a lot of people don't follow any of the directions, and they just go through like a downward spiral. So congrats to Maddie, another pass challenge, another full TP right here. I'll take a screenshot of my profits. Got some slippage on that one, a lot of slippage actually. I only locked in 720. So it looks like FTMO wanted to take some profit back away from me because they gave me 120 on, they gave me 1,200 on the first trade, and then they gave me partial on the next one. So it's just FTMO taking their money back after they kind of overpaid me on the last one. But there goes all the liquidity from today, guys. I don't think there's going to be any more liquidity. I think this is going to be a fan favorite for a lot of you guys. So I'll keep doing this. I was kind of not sure if I wanted to keep showing you guys a strategy, because it is risky if you guys don't pay attention and don't follow it correctly. But it seems like a lot of you guys here are paying attention, are being disciplined. You guys are not entering it early. If you guys are entering it late, you're not entering it too late. So like, for example, here, you could have entered this trade like a few pips late, right? Like I'm sure some of you guys didn't enter right away, or you guys entered early. So some of you guys probably entered early right there, went straight to your TP. You guys could enter a little late right there. It still went straight to your TP. So yeah, if you guys want me to keep calling these entries, I will continue to look at them. And it's always been one of my favorites. I just don't like teaching it to new traders because it is risky. You guys can see how you can get greedy here, right? I could already anticipate people trying to go in the lower time frames and marking up more zones. But if you guys do it the way that I do it, right, just mark it up before the market opens, you're going to have some pretty quality zones up. Yeah, Jonathan said in one ear, out the other. Exactly. Yeah, DeJohn said he's a little iffy on it though. He may just stick to 50 lot and take it slow when he goes back to his challenge. Low and slow like a nice brisket. 100%. DeJohn. Yeah, no, that's good, guys. So if you guys are not comfortable with with taking this type of entry, just lower your lot size, right? Lower your lot size, get those free profits, and then once you're comfortable, you can increase your lot size. The last thing you want to do is get too greedy and then end up, taking too much risk too early on. All right, so there's another level down here, guys. That price may reach. I don't know if it'll reach it because price is very overextended right now. So let me see how far is it from this point. It's about 1,000 pips. It's possible. It's possible to reach this point, but we're not going to bank on it. We'll wait and we'll see if something comes up. If it comes up, great. If it doesn't, then that's fine too. We do want it to consolidate a little bit. Consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, entry. Those zones down here. Yeah. All right. So looks like that's that for now. Here's a clean chart. I think we have the Fed speaking soon too. So market open is right here, 6:30. 8 o'clock. Opening price. All right. So we got this high right there. Yeah, and I think this, I think the liquidity push is probably, I mean, a lot of you guys, I know a lot of you guys still like to take a breakout, but I think this is like a better form of the breakout because it's easier to follow and it's easier to see when it's happening versus just taking random breakout and open, even though it looks like the breakout would have played out. So I'm not sure if anyone took the breakout today, but I think Kenny did. Kenny took like a bunch of sells earlier. So this is the opening candle right here. 6:30 and the sell signal come up here with a strong red candle. So this right here was actually the breakout. So Maria, the trade that you took earlier, you took it as a pivot scalp, was actually also the breakout. So there's breakout right here, plus it was a pivot scalp. So yeah, DeJohn said he thought about taking the breakout, but it dropped way too fast. Yeah, no, exactly. So I don't really like taking the breakout either. I mean, it's nice when it hits, but when it doesn't hit, it just stresses people out because it's hard to get out of it. Because once you're in the breakout, you're either really in profit or you're really in drawdown, and you don't really have time to think about it. For this liquidity push here, you can kind of just take it, and then if it usually just shoots straight to your TP. So, all right, other than that, guys, some more profits over here from you guys. So we got Nick over here. Nick said super weird hitting his stop loss on that liquidity just now, but definitely spiked down to his TP. Total profit over here. Yeah, Nick also says it hit his stop loss, but it gave him profit. So Nick over here made 2,300 total profit and basically all wins over here. For whatever reason, it looks like he said it hit his stop loss, but it still gave him profit. I think MT4 is just kind of lagging right now, guys. I don't know what it is. The good thing is that we're on YM, so we have the head start here. We have the better data. So I think that's what happened, Nick. You hit your trade, but you were already in profit at that time. So you hit it. MT4 is lagging, but you were already in profit. So when it pulled back, it actually closed you out in profit, which is really weird. But I could see that happening because we do have the better data here. That's why I think this is well worth the $5 a month to get the YM data. This makes a huge difference. Like this could have been a total loss for Nick, but he made profit on it. So good work right there, Nick. We have Deswell over here, total profit of 7,524 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Deswell. Yeah, 7,524 for the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 wins right here, all from this morning. So great work right there, Deswell. Let's see over here, Deswell 7,500. We have Johnny over here, total profit of 1,950 for the day. Great work, Johnny. So yeah, Johnny over here, total profit of 1,950. 3 back-to-back wins. We got Jonathan over here, total profit of about 1,000 for the day, 2 back-to-back wins right here off those liquidity pushes. So smooth work right there, Jonathan, and great full TPs. So solid work right there. Let's see, we got Deswell over here, 7,500. We have Randy over here. Nice work, Randy. Total profit of 11,540 for the day. Looks like he took one trade last night and he took these 3 trades right here. One trade pre-market and these 2 trades right here on these sells. Looks like he took the liquidity pushes we just took as well. So nice work right there, Randy. All right, guys. So you guys are doing pretty good. Solid work by everybody here. Patricia over here as well. Total profit of 2,467 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, it's a great work right there. Solid profits all around. Here's Maddie over here. Maddie, total profit of 750 for the day on this account. Perfect. Yeah, so Maddie over here said 1 trade a day. He logged off, traded 3 to 4 times a week on Saturday and sat on a lot of entries he didn't feel comfortable with, wrote his trading rules and plans every morning and passed very easily. Okay, solid. So that's Maddie's game plan right there. What Maddie did was he took 1 trade a day, locked in his profit, logged off. He traded about 3 to 4 times a week, and then he sat out on a lot of entries he didn't feel comfortable with. He wrote his trading rules and plans every morning, and then he passed his challenge, straight wins. So great work right there, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said he's shutting off his trading view. Smart move. Other than that, we have Vince over here, total profit of 1,240 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Vince. All right, guys. So it looks like all you guys pretty much killed it today. Great work across the board for everyone here. Yeah, if you guys have any more profits, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, there's not really much for us to take right now at the moment. I'm still looking for entries, but there's just nothing for us to take right now specifically. Next area of liquidity is down here. So we're kind of close. We're not too far. We're still a bit far, about 1,000 pips away. So I'll be watching for it if we do get down to that point. But at the moment, we're just sitting and waiting. Nothing over here for any high-low momentum scalps. Price is having trouble getting past this level right here. I think once the Fed speaks about 7:15, this first line right here, we'll start to get a little more movement. So great work, guys. Yeah, Dijon said the breakout drawdown would have given anyone a heart attack. Maria said her MT4 is frozen. I think it might have picked back up now, Maria. I see it on my screen too. The candles are super small, so mine might have froze up for a bit too. Here's Martha's profits for the day. She's currently up. She's currently up 3,600 for the day. Nice work, Martha. 2 back-to-back wins right there off the liquidity pushes. So great work right there, guys. Yeah, Martha's up 3,680 for the day. Nice. Sisuk said that's following the plan. Awesome work, Maddie. Congrats and well deserved, definitely. Nick mentioned the next area of liquidity is no good in his opinion, seems heavily overextended. I agree too, Nick. So the next level over here is very overextended, guys. So, I mean, we'll see if price consolidates a bit. It's fine if price consolidates. This is actually what you want, because if you do get a breakout to the bottom, it's actually going to be pretty strong, right? So, yeah, in my opinion too, I don't know if I'll take this next level here. I'm fine with my 2 wins. I kind of wished I freaking increased my lot size though. I forgot to increase it on the second trade. So I only made like about 2,000 for the day. I was supposed to make maybe 4,000, double that, but it's all good. Yeah, I just didn't have time, Nick. Like it was like I had my finger over the sell button, and I was like, okay, do I change my lot size to 200 right now and miss the trade maybe, or do I just take the 100 lot? So I took the 100 lot and it went to my TP. So it's all good. Just gotta play a role, like, if you want to take that risk, because I probably would have missed that last trade. That trade happened pretty quickly, and it went straight through. Nice. Yeah, Barty said made money with the liquidity push. Thanks, bro. Definitely, Barty. Definitely, Gary. Good to see you back here again. Satyam said good one to Maddie and Tom. Yeah, Barty said plus we had a spike in volume indicator, which helps to build more bias. Yeah, I agree too. The volume did help. That's why I put it on the chart, and it helped us, take that move. Yeah, no problem. AR and Glenn. Matthew said facts. The breakout either makes you really happy or really sad. Yeah, that's why I don't really take the breakout anymore. The breakout still works very well, but you know, it could really destroy your trading day. Like if you take the breakout in the morning and it hits you and you win, then great, you're gonna be super happy for the rest of the trading session. But if you lose, you're gonna be tempted to revenge trade. That's why I don't even really take the breakout anymore either, even though it does work. I think the breakout's one of those strategies where it's just like a one and done type strategy. You could either do it or not do it. Because if you do it, it can really control your emotions for the rest of the session. Dejan said definitely needed this great trading day after the Lakers shit the bucket last night. I know, right? So much for Lakers in 5. We got Lakers in 6 though. This Friday, we'll see. I'll be in the Bay Area this Friday too. So guys, tomorrow. It's actually tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're probably gonna have to like once it hits 8, I'm gonna jump off the charts because I'm gonna be flying to the Bay Area for the weekend. So yeah, I mean, I'll remind you guys tomorrow, but I'm probably not gonna stay on after 8 tomorrow. I have to get off like right at 8 because I have to catch my flight to NorCal. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. So there's nothing for us to take right now, guys. I'm back over here on this chart. There's still no push here. Price is still going back and forth. We have new lower low right here. Yeah, Maddie said you better hit the sneeze out there, right? Yeah, of course I'm wearing my Lakers jersey out there though. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna be pretty crazy watching the game out there for game 6. I'm hoping they close it out because I don't want to be watching for game 7. It's gonna be too nerve-wracking. I think watching Lakers for the game 7 is gonna be like watching for the breakout, except it's gonna last like 2 hours. All right, let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. I think that's it for right now. All right, cool, nice. So Barty said he made a total of 50 pips today. So basically equivalent to 5 trades if you took 100 pips per each. I think Barty means 500 pips. 50 points equal to 500 pips. So I think that's what you did. Because each trade we're going for is like at least 100 pips. So that times 5 looks about right. We got Andrew over here. He said try to close out and profit manually, but slipped in a loss. Yeah, so Andrew over here logged in a total profit of 1,279. He tried to close out manually, but then he got a small loss. It's all good. All good, profit. Yeah, so Drew over here closed out for a loss manually, but it's all good. You know, he's still in profit for the day. So I think that's a key thing, guys. The key thing to remember is, or I think your main goal every day should be to close out the day in profit. If you either close out the day in profit or you close out break even by not taking any trades, I think that's still considered a winning day in my opinion. I think your main goal should just be winning. So a lot of people ask me like, how do I stay consistent? Like I can stay consistent because I never focus on the profits, right? I always focus on winning these trades. That's my main goal for you guys here. So my goal in these live sessions are to provide you guys with these winning trades. I don't care if it's like for $10, $1,000, $10,000, etc. As long as my analysis is helping you guys win trades, that's my main goal here. Because you know everyone's profits are going to be different. Like for example, I took 100 lot today, so I'm only up 2,000. If I was using my normal 200 lot, I would have been up 4,000 today per account. But it's all good. You know, I'm still making profit, so that's all that really matters to me. Profit's profit. So we got Dejan over here. He said definitely done for the day. Total profit of 1,830 for the day. All wins. So nice work right here, Dejan. Straight wins for the day. Solid way to wrap up your trading. Only been on the charts for like 30 minutes. I think this is like the best way to trade, guys. A lot of people like to trade on the higher time frames, but for me, I prefer to trade for like 30 minutes to an hour and then be done trading for the day, and then make more profits than like a lot of people do trading on like, you know, the longer time frames and holding on to positions for too long. It's just, this isn't the market for like swing trading. I've seen a lot of swing traders get pretty much demolished in this market because the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that there's news like almost every couple hours. You guys look at the calendar here, and this is why I don't recommend trading during Asia as well, because you guys got a lot of news happening after hours. So if you look at the calendar here, there's red folders every day. and orange folders like every day. So if you want to trade an Asia session, like for example, here, if you're trading Asia session, look at all this heavy news over here for GBP. I know it's not US news, but it still affects the market. And then right here for NZD, inflation expectations, 8 p.m. It's just not a good time to trade. So for me personally, I like to get in and out within 30 minutes to an hour, make my profit, and then call it a day, come back tomorrow, do the same exact thing over and over again. So let me take a screenshot of my profits. It looks like there's nothing happening right here anytime soon, so we're not going to miss out on anything. I'm going to go and take a screenshot of my profits off that last trade. You know, I didn't even take a screenshot of that trade. Here, 1 second, guys. Sorry. I like taking a screenshot of the trades that we take so that you guys know what to look back on if you guys are trying to figure out, you know, well, how did I make that profit? I know a lot of you guys like to go back and study it. So I will mark this up right here. And I'll clean this up right here too. Let's put it back down here. There we go. All right, so I posted it up right there. I'm gonna go and take a screenshot of my individual accounts again. So I'm just screenshotting the trades from this live session. Damn, the slippage hit me hard on this one. My other FT only gave me 200. I don't know how that even happened, but it's all good. Yeah, the slippage hit me super hard. My MFF gave me negative. I don't even know how that even happened, but whatever. It was only negative 80 bucks, which is weird because, I mean, it's all good. You guys will see. Yeah, the slippage was crazy on that last one. Here, let me show you guys real quick. So here's my main account, FTMO number 2, MFF number 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, the slippage was crazy on the last trade, guys. Kind of same situation with Nick. I don't know like what happened there. I'm assuming we just got in at a weird time, but like, yeah, looking at this right here, here's my main account. You can see I locked in 720 off that trade, right? So total profit of about 2,000 for the day on this account. Here is my FT1 number 2, total profit of 750 or 270. It's a huge difference, right? 720 to 270. That's a huge difference between profits. So I don't know how that happened, but it happens. So a lot of slippage here, 720 on my main account, 270 on this one. And then here's my MFFs, which obviously gave me some negative 80. I mean, it's all good. It happens. And I already know that there's issues with MFF, so it's not like a surprise to me. So I'm not surprised that they gave me negative. I'm surprised with my FTMO though. That's a big difference. It's like $500 difference with profit. So, all right, those are my profits off that trade right there. It's just a bit of a wacky market today, but it's all good. It's going to happen. So like the thing with this, guys, is you can't get too stuck on these, because I've seen people sometimes where they get a loss and they get so frustrated that they want to take another trade just to like cover that loss that wasn't supposed to happen. And then they just revenge trade and overtrade their way into a drawdown. So it's all good. Let's see what happens next. All right, we have Kip over here as well. Kip with a total profit of 4,207 for the day, all wins. So nice work right here, Kip. All right, guys, I think that's it for the profits right now. Let's see if there's anything else for us to look at. There's nothing going on in the market. You guys can see the volume here, super dead. Let me show on the volume indicator. The volume here is like super dead now. You can see it was very volatile right here. Pick back up right here. And then now it's just dead for the most part. All right. So if there's if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to keep watching this. Price is just going sideways right now. So there's nothing for us to take here, even if you wanted to. It's just a sideways movement. Slow sideways movement of consolidation. Let's see. Barty said US30 seems like back in the day, it moves like 3,000 pips at least a day. Yeah, it doesn't move like that anymore. It moves like about 1,000 pips a day now, Barty. So it's not the same type of market. Back in the day, during COVID, it would move like 3,000 to 5,000 pips. So you could go for those quick, or not quick, you could go for those big 1,000 pip moves, but now it's not even really possible, right? That's why we moved our TP stop loss to smaller ranges. Before it used to be like 1,500 pips, then it went down to 500 pips. And it went down at 25.50, and then now it's 10.30 because the volatility is just not there. You know what happens. Let's see. Barty said, Asia session, if you take your trades, what's the maximum time you stay on the chart? I don't really stay on the chart at all, Barty. I don't analyze for that long. I just look at the chart. If something's there, then I'll take it. If it's not, then I don't take anything. That's why I can't really tell you a good time to trade for Asia session, because you have to actually know how the market's moving. You can't just take a trade and then market's not moving, right? Because you'll be stuck in that position for like hours. So for me, when I'm taking trades during Asia, I'm just taking a glance at the chart. If there's something there, I'll take it. If not, then I just get off the charts. Because if you stay on the chart during Asia session, you're going to start to force trades, because you're going to start to see things that aren't really there. Your mind's going to play games on you, because you're going to be looking for a trade to take, but there's no trades there. So I don't really advise anyone to trade Asia unless like you really know what you're doing, because I've seen a lot of people make a lot of profit with me during the live sessions just to blow it all during Asia. And it's not a good feeling. You're going to be so mad at yourself if that happens to you, because it's a huge setback, because then you can't trade a lot during New York session, because you'll have like massive drawdown. And if you're on a funded account, your drawdown carries over to the next day. All right, so we have the Fed speaking right here at 7:15, guys. It's not an actual news event. Like I mentioned earlier, there's another news website that I've been looking at. So during my free time, I usually listen to interviews from like some of the best traders in the world. That's why I get so good at what I do, because I try to figure out what other people are doing, and then I use that to my advantage. So this is a website that I heard from like one of these traders who trades specifically off news events. He trades off the reactions of news events. So like he uses this website, tradethenews.com. There's usually a webcast or an audio stream that's going on right here. Whenever something's going on,
you're listening to Trade the News.
So you can see right there, I turn it on, and then like randomly you'll have like a person speak when news is happening. Like right now, the Fed speaking. You can see the calendar right here. Which Fed member is speaking? Let me check. So jobless claims right here. Yeah, so we have right here at this specific time, 7. So I think he's speaking later, actually. It says 7:15 right here, but on this website, it shows that he's speaking at 7:30. So it says Fed Reserve Board Governor Christopher Waller, who's a voter, speaks on financial stability and climate change. So the cool thing about this website, and I mean, I'm still new to this website, so I don't necessarily recommend anybody go on it yet until I figure out how to use it. The cool thing here is that they tell you what they're talking about without having to actually be on the conference. So like earlier today, there was the other Fed member speaking. So where was it? It's like earlier this morning. Okay, so like right here, Fed Kashkari spoke. And then if you go over it, it says right here, Fed Kashkari spoke, inflation has eased, but still well above the target. Wage growth has softened somewhat, but job market remains strong. So with this said right here, you kind of like figure out what he's saying without actually listening to it. And then they also bold out like the important stuff. This stuff isn't really necessary unless you guys understand the macroeconomics of things. But it just kind of gives you an edge in the market when looking at news. I don't trade news, so it's not really a big deal to me, but I like to see how market reacts to the news, and that's why I'm using this website here. It's not necessarily required though, so I'm gonna turn this off. I don't really want to listen to anybody because you'll hear like a random voice just start speaking out of nowhere when news events come up. So I guess I can use it. You guys don't have to look at it. I'll use it, and if I see something good there, I'll let you guys know. But at the moment, it's really confusing. There's a lot of stuff on this website that I don't know how to use yet. But yeah, the trader that, and I'll tell you guys which trader I learned that website from. So the trader that I learned that from, his name is John Netto. He's a news trader. He basically trades reactions to news. He likes to trade reactions to news, and then he likes to trade the correction back to price. It's kind of an interesting way to trade. So like when I started to look at the way he traded, he kind of used like my sessions indicator. He used his own sessions indicator, but kind of similar to it. Like he would look for news events where price would spike. Let's see the sessions here. Like there was news over here at 5:30. So when there was news here at 5:30, he basically would ride that to the next session. So news event right here, 5:30. So the correction back down below news price, and he would ride it down to the next session high low. So he would take that for about 1,000 pip move right there. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm always learning, guys. So I know we have our strategies here, but I'm always learning from like some of the best traders around to see if I can use that to our advantage. Right now, there's no entries for us to take at the moment. We're currently consolidating right now. As you guys can see over here on the 1 minute, there's no high low momentum scalps. We have a higher high right here, but this sell signal did not break and close past the pivot. It's a broken past it before the previous candle. So there's no entry there for a high low momentum scalp. See, Johnny said possible momentum scalp coming up. Yeah, it looks like this is the one that he's referring to right here. I don't know if anybody caught that, but there was a momentum scalp right there. I think it already went to full TP. Yeah, it did. So thanks, Johnny, for the heads up right there. I didn't take the trade, but if you guys wanted to take it, that was a momentum scalp entry. It was a momentum scalp entry plus a pivot scalp as well. Nice. CJ actually caught that trade, so nice work right there. Price is still coming down this way. So if it does, area of liquidity is still waiting right there. Let me go through the Zoom real quick. See, I think there were some messages here. Patricia said, Sean, I've noticed that only the liquidity push trades, MFF slippage is bad. Yeah, you know, it's like hit or miss for me, Patricia, because like for this week so far, I've been looking at my profits because I've only been taking liquidity pushes. So let's see, like from Monday over here, let's just start from Monday, right? So Monday over here, these are my trades. The slippage was kind of, yeah, it was pretty bad on Monday. You can see I got 670 right here, but my slippage was really good on my FTMO, right? It worked in my favor. Tuesday, see on Tuesday over here, the slippage was actually okay. So, I mean, there's going to be days where it's like really good, some days where it's not so good. Like my FTMO here was perfect. It was like 2,000 profit, 2,000 profit. And then my MFF over here, it got better over time. So I made like 770, 970, and then 1,000. So it actually gave me like full profit for once yesterday. And then I think yesterday too, same thing. It was pretty close. It gave me like 870, 920, some slippage there, but not like horrible. But then today was like horrendous. Like today gave me negative 80. So I don't know. I think it just depends on the day and the volatility in the market. But yeah, I do agree with you, Patricia. The slippage does happen pretty bad for MFF on the liquidity pushes because MFF's execution times are they're not good at all. I think they're delayed by like 1 or 2 seconds. Because if they were around the same time, I'd be making the same profit as my my F2 on number 2 at least. All right, so let me scroll up real quick, see if I'm missing anything else here, guys. All right, yeah, Nick said, look at the numbers on the trade, super weird. The price that it auto pulled me out from was 200 pips profit, has TP set to 1,000, stop loss set to 3,000. Yeah, I think it was just slippage that happened, Nick. So I think what happened with your entry was, I'm assuming you entered manually, right, Nick? So I think what happened was you entered manually, and then as soon as you clicked to enter the sell, the price already spiked. So it kind of spiked down. So your entry was actually not where it was supposed to be. Because that's the problem when you enter market order. Even though you do have that problem, I still do like to do it that way. When you enter market order, it enters at the best price. So if you hit sell and there's slippage or there's liquidity kind of like pushing through, it's going to get you at whatever price it can get you in at. So it's not going to be exactly to what you set it to. Let's see. Lucas said, is it normal for the TV price to be different from MT4 price? Like right now, yeah, it's supposed to be that way, Lucas, because they're 2 different data sets. So the trading view price right here, we're getting it directly from the exchange. That's why it's YM. So these numbers here are more accurate. The numbers on MT4 and any other broker, they're going to be different because the broker sets the price. So for example, here, if you type in US30 and you look at any of these different brokers here, pricing is going to be different on every single broker because the broker sets their own price. That's how they make money, right? They kind of make a split in between. It's kind of like when you sport bet, there's a spread. That's the spread between the broker and the actual price. And then on top of that, they add their own spread. So they kind of just hit you twice. They hit you with the spread of price, and they also hit you with the spread of the broker. So you're kind of getting hit with like a double spread that way. I know it sucks, but that's just how it is. Unless you trade the actual future. So if you trade the future and you trade directly on like a futures broker, it's probably gonna be more closer to the futures price. Since this is like the raw price directly from the exchange. So like, for example, if you want to trade YM, like this data right here, you'd have to use a future broker. Something like AMP Mobile, or not AMP Mobile, but AMP is one of them. And then I think TradeStation is the other main one that I would recommend. All right, so there's a buy entry right here for a momentum scalp, guys. I don't think it was one I would personally take though. So I think it did hit TP already, but I think the candle was too big. Yeah, so there was a high level momentum scalp right here. I don't know if anybody caught it. It was actually a pretty nice entry, but it's not one I would catch because for one, it's ranging within this area. I don't like when price is ranging like this. I want it to be directional, but this was a high level momentum scalp. There was a lower low right here. This buy signal broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2. The main reason I wouldn't want to take it though is because the bias is so strong for a sell, right? If you look over here, fundamentals, they're currently down. I mean, everything's red right now. It's currently down 350 points, right? S&P is down 21 points, NASDAQ's down 15 points, Russell 2K is down 15 points, and the VIX is currently up 5%. But you can see over here that the Dow is currently up it's down 350 points. So in order for me to take a sell here, I got to be really convinced that price is going to correct back up. Also looking over here at the technicals, it's too strong for bearish bias. So I personally would probably stay away from sells. I would stay away from buys, even though, this trade did hit TP. I would probably stay away from it personally because I don't want to get caught in this fake out here, of course. But yeah, if you guys took this trade, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. I wouldn't have taken it myself. Also, we have the Fed speaking right now, so being a little careful. All right. So let's see. The WHO says that Mpox is no longer a global health emergency. I don't even know what Mpox is, or monkeypox, I guess that's what it is, right? Mpox, monkeypox. So, okay. So the WHO basically said that Mpox, which I think is monkeypox, is no longer a global health emergency. So I guess that's kind of what pushed spike price a little bit. Maybe not necessarily here, but for the pharmaceuticals. So if you look at the pharmaceuticals let's just go to the Dow. Let's see what's bullish right now. Yeah, so pharmaceuticals right here, Procter & Gamble, they're currently up, not a lot, but they're up like less than a point. They're one of the green stocks right here. And this is kind of stuff that I like to look at. So it says over here, FDIC announces plan to replenish bank fund. So that's good for the economy too. And then right here, another news event for pharmaceuticals. All right, so looking at current price right here, guys, we might have another high-low momentum scalp right here. We currently have a higher high that is set right there. If this candle right here breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 with a sell signal, possible entry for a sell. Nice. Lucas caught the trade for a small lot size. Nice. So Lucas actually caught the buy right there for a nice full TP with a small lot size. That's a good thing, Lucas, because if you're taking trades like this and it's hitting your TP, it's gonna increase your confidence in the trade, right? Like for me, I thought it was risky, but I thought it was, it's probably still gonna play out. But because I knew a retracement had to happen at some point, which was enough for this move here to play out. But that's a good thing that you took it because now your confidence feels good, right? You feel confident about taking trades now because you have a win. I feel like that's a thing for a lot of people too, including myself. Sometimes you just need like that 1 or 2 wins for the day, and then it's going to give you that confidence to take more trades. Because you're like, okay, the strategy's working, everything's looking good. And then when you guys see the profit in your account, it's going to make you feel even better. Yeah, exactly. Lucas said I was nervous the whole time because the trade was still in the range. Yeah, that's the thing that I would have been nervous about too. I think trading within a range is super risky, but it doesn't always have to be that way, right? All right, so price is pushing up right here. C was asking if this can be a high level momentum sell coming up. It was for the moment, C, but right now price did push back up higher. So there's a new higher high right here that is currently pending. So there might be another one here. I think this is a news candle though. So let me mark up news. So yeah, this looks like a news candle right there. Price is still pushing up. So I'll leave this alone for now until we get that established. Well, let's see. Okay, news event right here. Let's see. Weekly EIA natural gas inventories. So it says it's basically in a range, no regional adjustments, working gas storage. All right. So yeah, news event just came up. Not really anything too useful right now. They just said that it's pretty much flat. We have over here Fed member Waller. So Fed member Waller's statement today said financial stability is core to the Fed mission. Not Fed's job to be a climate policy maker. So not too much market reaction from the Fed. So the Fed spoke over here at 7:30. He's speaking right now, Fed member Waller. And then also the natural gas inventories was not very heavy either. So news events for today are not really too heavy. Still looking for that to swing back down. So we got the higher high right here. We'll see if this ends up pushing price right back below because we have a possible entry right here. If this candle closes below the pivots right there, possible sell entry for a high-low momentum scalp. So we'll see what happens here. We got about 30 seconds left on this candle. All right, Maddie, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Yeah, rinse and repeat again tomorrow, Maddie. Same process. All right, so we have that pending sell signal again right here, guys. I think one thing to look out for would be the volume, like Johnny just mentioned, because Johnny took the trade earlier, or he was looking at the trade and he said volume looked nice, so he took it. Yeah, I think that's key, right? Volume's good. So we have a possible entry right here, guys, higher high, sell signal right here, pending. You just want to make sure the candle is not too big. So we're getting down to the last 30 seconds of the candle. I think this is the most important part to look for. Make sure that you wait for the candle to actually close and make sure that it actually closes pretty solid, right? You don't want to just enter the trade right away for no reason. You want to like wait for the trade to actually confirm before taking the entry, because this candle here can disappear at, at any moment. So you do want to be a little patient with the entry here. Make sure you wait for the candle to close. Volume is very high though, so it looks like it may be pretty solid. But again, you need that candle to close with the sell signal. No sell signal, no entry. So there was no sell signal there, unfortunately, guys. So no entry there again. Would have been nice, but no entry there because the sell signal did not close. So this is what I keep warning you guys about, right? You got to wait for the candle to actually close. Didn't close there, so no entry. Satyam here actually took a V1 variation. So I don't know if anyone identified that with Satyam, but there was a double body rejection right here off this higher high. He took that for a sell. So nice work right there, Satyam, catching that V1 variation. Yeah, pretty solid. So I think this thing here might continue pushing down a little more. I mean, we'll see where it goes, but I do think it'll probably push down a little further from, where it's currently at. Possible sell signal again, but there's no entry here for a high level momentum scalp, guys. This move is pretty much over with, so it's okay. Nothing for us to really look at here anymore. All right, so we just got to wait for another entry to come up, but I mean, that's that for that at the moment. Liquidity here, it does not look like it's going to get hit. So it's 735 right now, guys. Yeah, price is about 1,400 pips away from this area of liquidity. So I don't think this is going to get knocked out anytime soon. But yeah, so if there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get any high level momentum scalps anytime soon. We currently have the higher high right here. The sell signal never came, so there was no opportunity to take the sell there. The only other thing that you can possibly look for here may be a possible momentum scalp or a pivot scalp. Actually, no momentum scalp because there's no sell signal here on the 5 and no sell signal here on the 10. This is currently pending for a buy signal. So no momentum scalp, but a possible pivot scalp if it does happen. But you guys can see how these candles here are starting to close very small. This is probably something that you want to be careful for, because when you see something like this happen, a breakout's going to usually follow. So one thing to possibly anticipate and look out for would be a possible breakout, because these candles here are super small. Whenever price starts to squeeze like that and the candles get smaller and smaller, it's just preparing for a breakout. That breakout can really happen in either direction. My hope is that it breaks out to the bottom, because if it breaks out to the bottom, it'll get closer and closer to this area of liquidity down here. And the bias right now is still very strong for a sell, right? Bias right now is still pretty strong for a sell, so it looks pretty solid at the moment. Let me check the news real quick. Market internals. So NYSE volume, 0.5% above its 1 month average. So looks like volatility is a little bit higher for NASDAQ this time of the month. NASDAQ volume is actually 10% below, so it's a lot slower than it typically is. And we'll see where this continues to go. The price is dropping back down. Still no sell signal. My assumption is that price is going to continue dropping a little further. Yeah, Glenn said Satyam looks like V1 is hitting every time. Yeah, no, I agree. Satyam's catching every single V1, it looks like, that comes up. That's pretty solid. But yeah, there's no entries right now, guys. Volume super low. Yeah, I don't really see too much going on here. Sell signal still hasn't closed. Yeah, it's just a back and forth movement. All right, so let's just do a full analysis of the market again. So let's take a look at the technicals first. So looking over here at the technicals, let me just zoom out so you guys can see things better. All right, so looking over here on the higher time frames, price is very bearish. As you can see here from the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frames, price is below the pivots, trend meters red, and the pivots are all angling down. So with that said, we have a very strong sell bias with regard to the long-term trend. Looking over here on the short-term trend, we currently have the 1 minute, which is neutral. It's right between the pivots. Trend meter is blue. Pivots are going sideways. 5 minute here is still bearish because price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red, and the pivots are angling down. And then lastly, over here on the 10 minute, we have the same exact thing. Price here is below the pivots. The trend meter is red, and the pivots are all angling down. So with that said, we have somewhat of a bearish bias with regard to the trend for the most part. The 1 minute's kind of iffy, but everything here is still pretty much bearish. Looking over here at the fundamentals, the fundamentals are currently down 362 points. So whenever the fundamentals are down more than 100 points, this indicates that price is in a strong sell bias. All the other indices are also in a sell bias as well. As you guys can see here, S&P 500 is currently down 25 points. Not very strong, but it is down. And also the NASDAQ over here is currently down 39 points. So pretty much sell bias right here across all of the indices or future indexes, whatever you guys want to call it. Russell 2K is down 20 points. VIX is currently at 5%. Looking over here at retail sentiment, I don't think this is going to be too useful for us because it's pretty flat right now. As you guys can see, retail sentiment is currently 54% short. So this made a huge shift, actually. If you guys remember from this morning, it was actually 54% long. Now it's 54% short. Looks like a lot of retail traders are trying to cash the bounce back to the upside. So this isn't too useful for us because it needs to be above 60 to 65%. Right now, it's pretty much neutral. So retail sentiment is just right down the middle, neutral. Fundamental is bearish. Technical is bearish. So I'm still looking for a sell here, possibly, if possible. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this ends up going in the next better half. So yeah, if there's any questions, guys, anything that you guys are confused with, feel free to put your questions in the chat. My goal here is to help you guys out and try to maximize as much profit for the both of us as possible within this, 1 hour period or 1.5 hour period. Volatility is pretty much dead though. So you guys can see over here, this is even a better, it's easier for you to see right here. Let me go to the clean chart. So this is our clean chart, and you guys can see that the market is literally doing nothing. So this is like the worst time to trade. I wouldn't recommend anyone enter anything right now, because if you do, you're probably going to get caught in some back and forth movement. So yeah, looking at this right here on the 1 minute, you can see price is going sideways. I mean, it's pretty much flat neutral right now. Not really too much going on. So we got this sideways movement right here. Pretty trash movement at the moment. You're basically looking for a breakout. So price is going back and forth right here. In order for you to really have some sort of confirmation of direction, you're kind of looking for something like this to happen. You're looking for price to break above, retest, and continue. And that, if that's the case, target price point is going to be opening price right here. Of course, it always is. If we do get a correction, I think we will get a correction. I don't know if it'll happen right now. It may happen in a couple hours, but right now specifically, I don't really see this happening because we're still pretty much flat at the moment. So if price does break above like that, target price point is going to be the blue line, opening price. This is where market opened earlier. The reason why I think this is going to be the area is because if you look at this area right here, this is where price was consolidating before, right? So if price drops down below, if it corrects back up, it's going to go back to the same area where it was before, right there. However, if this isn't the case and price does the opposite down here, which is completely fine, you know, this could be the case too. It may drop even further down below. Let's see what area. There isn't like any structure down there, so I might just drop down to the abyss for the most part. But yeah, I mean, price is stuck in between this area. Price can really go in either direction. There's no telling where price will go. For me, guys, I don't really like to predict where price is going to go. I like to just assume or like, you know, analyze, but then wait for it to actually happen. Because if you guys are predicting something, the bad part about that is that if your prediction doesn't go as planned, you're going to think that you don't know what you're doing, right? So for me, I don't like to predict anything. I like to just wait for the market to give me what I'm looking for. So yeah, I have scenarios here, but I don't have a bias whether price is going to happen up here or the price is going to happen down here. I just wait for it to happen. Once it happens, I'm like, okay, this is probably going to happen. Or if I see this happen, I'm like, okay, this is probably going to happen. The thing with the trader that I was telling you guys about, I forgot what his name was, John Netto. The trader that I was telling you guys about that uses news, he has an algorithm that basically comes up with like a ton of different scenarios. If he has like 100 scenarios, he won't take the trade. If he has like 2 to 5 scenarios, he may take the trade in that direction. And then he has an algorithm that will take trades based off news events. These news events right here are pretty much indicating that nothing's going to happen. So I don't think anything's going to happen. All right, Martha. Martha said she's logging off. Have a great day, guys. Definitely, Martha. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning as we wrap up this session. So if there's any questions that you guys have, just let me know. It's about 15 minutes till 8 o'clock. If we don't have any movement here around 7:50, I'm just going to wrap it up. There's no point in forcing any trades today. You know, as I mentioned, this week's been kind of weird. These high-level momentum scalps haven't really been coming up. I mean, I think this is the case because the market isn't really moving directional. So if you guys have noticed pretty much this every day this week, we've had the same pattern play out. We have, so I'll show you over here. It's a lot easier to see actually. So what you've been seeing here is we see a consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, consolidation. And then here, you know, a breakout's going to happen either way, breakout or breakout to the bottom. So this is kind of what's been happening over here with regard to market conditions. So like for this strategy here, the high level momentum scalp, you want to have a directional market, right? Price is directional, but we have a lot of consolidation. So that's why this strategy here isn't working very well. I mean, it is working very well, but it's just not coming up. Like the entries are just not coming up. And if we do get an entry, it's usually not in the direction that we want it to go in. So if that's the case, then the next strategy that we'll be applying more often will be this right here. It'll be the SR rejection scalp. And the reason for that is because this strategy is meant for ranging market. So there we go right here. So yeah, there's not really much here for us to look at. I mean, we're kind of just waiting for something here to play out. Even for this here, there's no entry for us. So we need a wick rejection off the structure right here. If we do get that wick rejection, then it'll be a possible entry for a buy. Applying the SR rejection strategy, but I don't think we would even take it because the bias right now is still a sell. The fundamentals are very strong for a sell. The technicals are still, for the most part, a sell. So yeah, because you need to confirm the trend. There's no overall bias confirmation here, but you still have to confirm the trend. So it says use trend meter and T2 pivots 3 and 4. Trend meter is currently blue right now. So not really much of a trend. Yeah, I don't really see too much going on here. So this is what I was just discussing earlier, right? Price is breaking out of it, guys. Now you want to look for that retest and continuation. So now we have two different scenarios. Price already broke and closed above it. So two different things can happen here. Price can break above, retest, and continue. That's going to be the possible scenario here. The other scenario is that price may fake out here. Price may push up. You get a V1 variation, and then price pulls right back into the range. Right? So you have two scenarios here, either a fake out, pull back into the range, or a break and retest and continuation back to the upside. If it does continue to the upside, target price point is going to be opening price. It's blue line. So we have two different scenarios here. I'm not really predicting where it's going to go, but we do have two different scenarios. So whatever the market gives us, we can kind of adapt with that. So we'll follow it and see where this goes. But yeah, at the moment, still don't have anything here. Hey, Brock, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you back on here. Let me scroll up real quick. Glenn said, does a 10-minute V1 matter for confluence? I mean, you can use it as a confluence, Glenn, but it's not really necessary. You know, obviously the more confluences, the better, but it's not very necessary at all. All right, so we have a V1 here that's kind of setting up. It looks like, I'm pretty sure there's a higher high right there. Yep, there's a higher high right there, just like I anticipated. You can see right here a V1 variation. If this is the case, price may pull back into the range. Not saying that'll for sure happen, but that might be the case. As I mentioned earlier, there's two different scenarios here that can play out. It's either going to be a reversal pattern back into the range, or it's going to be a continuation to the upside and retest of the opening price. So we'll see. A couple different things that can play out here. Let me scroll up real quick, see. Question from Pierre. Pierre said, you don't consider the three candles as MSS. Honestly, I don't know what MSS means, Pierre. What do you mean by that? MSS. I'm trying to think about what could that mean. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard that algorithm before. Not algorithm. I haven't heard that the acronym before, Pierre. Said three green candles, MSS. I know one strategy that's three green candles. It's like the three green, like the three soldiers or something like that. I think that's what you were talking about, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by MSS, Pierre. If you can like type it out, what the acronym means, I can probably figure out. I mean, I've tried every strategy around, so I'm pretty sure. Market shifter. Okay. Yeah. So there's another name for that. People in the past, like I've been trading for like 10 years now. Like back then, people would call that the three soldiers or something. If you have like three green candles like that, it's usually an indication that market structure is going to shift, like you mentioned. There's just different names for it. So like same with the red candles, right? Three red candles, market structure shift. I don't really go by that, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's one of the strategies that I learned like a long time ago when I first started trading. Yeah, I mean, it is an indication of a market structure shift, but I don't think it's as useful on the 1 minute. So if you look here on the 1 minute, you'll see that pattern come out a lot. I think it's more useful in the higher time frames, but on the lower time frames, like the 1 minute, like for example, right here, right? There's the three green candles right here. And they would call that like three soldiers or something. There was like different names for it, but for you, you call it MSS, market shift structure. You can see price kind of pushes up a little bit and then it reverses straight down. So I personally don't look at that, especially not on the lower time frames, but I do know what you're talking about. So for me personally, I don't look at that because what could happen is you can get those three green candles and then price can reach a structure, like say if we have a higher high right here, or I mean, the structure was already there. So I already drew the structure right here, which was the higher high. You can see the three green candles push up and then fake out and then pull back down. So yeah, for me personally, I don't consider that very much. It's not something I look at. I looked at that for maybe a couple months when I first started trading. I saw that it wasn't really like that useful unless like you use it in confluence with another type of analysis. But no, it does work. So it works. I used to use that like on the higher time frames, like the 1 hour, 30 minute, sometimes a 4 hour. but I never used it on the 1 minute before. There's a lot of noise here on the 1 minute, unless you know what you're looking for specifically. Yeah, Satyam said the V1 hit again. So if you guys saw earlier, I did tell you guys that there was a V1 here. It didn't actually pull down all the way, but we do have the V1 over here. There was a higher high right there. Short position right here. I don't know if Satyam caught it, but if you did catch it, it went straight to full TP. Right there for the sell. So price pushed up, higher high right there, pending momentum. V1 variation right there for a sell. So that break and retest pattern that I was showing you guys just a while ago looks like it's now playing out. So you guys can see right here. The next confirmation would be the break and close past the structure. So that now that you have this break, see break, retest, continuation, what you guys want to be looking for next is for price to break past this structure here now. So if you guys are looking for that break and retest, the structure price needs to break past is going to be this area right here. If that happens, I think price is going to push up to the opening price right here for a retest of that. Let's see, Satyam said, okay, got my 5 wins and off I go. Thanks, guys. And Sean, definitely Satyam. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for the next live session. So, all right. If price breaks and closes past the structure right here, then you might see a continuation back to opening price. It's no guarantee, but you know, if I'm going to assume what's going to happen next, that's probably going to be the case. Yeah, no, I agree, Sisu. Definitely. All right, Nick, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Looks like a lot of you guys are logging off for the day. Yeah, so Sisu mentioned that those 3 candle patterns that we just talked about, Pierre, he used to call it the marching soldiers on the higher time frames. Yeah, if you guys have any questions regarding any of the old strategies, you know, I've tried almost every strategy out there. So I have a lot of experience trying different things. For me personally, I stick to what I'm good at, which is momentum trading. So I trade off momentum mainly. That's why we have those liquidity pushes. They're all based off momentum. I strictly like to trade, like, I don't like looking at structures too much, but I do use higher highs and lower lows as like forms of range. And that's why I have these drawn up here. So this was a higher high. This was lower low. That was my range for like the past hour. Price broke above. There's a new higher high right here. So if price breaks above this area, then I'm looking for that continuation up higher. But I mean, we'll see. Everyone has their own specific way of trading. There's no right or wrong way. All right, so we got some more profits over here. Let me check the chat real quick. So we have Johnny over here, total profit of 2,565 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Johnny. So solid profit right there. You know, Satyam, I actually took the sell there too. I didn't really say anything. I was kind of just being a little quiet about it because I didn't want people to take it with me and then get caught in the trade. But I actually took the sell right there, and I locked in 1,180. I keep forgetting to change my lot size, but it's okay. I think I'm comfortable with the 100 lot today. I'll just take a screenshot of my profits as well. Let's take a look at everyone else's profits over here. We have Brock as well, currently at 4,291 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Brock. Yeah, Brock said, good day, bro. Really happy to be here today. Time to make up for some lost time while watching out for risk taking. Yeah, definitely, Brock. So Brock locked in 4,000 on this account. And then on his second account over here, locked in 7,126. So nice work right there, Brock. Nice consistency too. Looks like you're letting them run to your TP. I can see every trade here is about a 500 to 600 profit. So it looks like you're just letting them run straight to TP. We have Patrick over here, total profit of 2,579 for the day, all wins. So great work right there, Patrick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Patrick said not going to risk these profits. He'll get it tomorrow. Smart move. I'll do the same thing. And here are Patricia's profits across all of our other accounts. She's currently up 611 on the first account, 930 on the second account, and 730 on her third account. So great work right there. And then her main account up here, total profit of 2,467. We have Andy over here. Total profit of 203 for the day. Nice work, Andy. Looks like you had pretty much straight wins. Your opening trade over here looks like it was a small loss, but it's all good. It looks like that might have been an accident, but everything else pretty solid. Your following trade covered that loss, and you just had back-to-back wins from there. So solid work right there, Andy. Let me take a screenshot of my profits, and then we will wrap it up. Okay, so like I'm looking over here on my MFF. That's crazy. So it actually gave me slippage, like a lot of slippage, but in my favor. It's paying me back for those bad trades. So let me show you guys real quick. So FTMO number 1 right there, FTMO number 2 right here. Yeah, slippage actually worked in my favor on that last trade. For that V1, I guess price spiked down and actually gave me more. I mean, I'll take it. Then here is my all right, so let me post up these profits real quick. Here, I'm going to go ahead and mark this up real quick to show you guys. I'll go on this chart. So that you guys know which trade I took for that, if you guys want to reanalyze it. So I took this V1 variation right here. This is the one that Satyam and me took. I think it was this one, right? Or it was this one up here, sorry. It was actually this one right here. So I'll just replay to this. It's not going to be an official trade, guys, so don't worry. None of these are counting as official trades. They're just trades that I analyzed. I kind of gave you guys a heads up of it coming up, and then I took it. Because the overall bias was still a sell. So that's how I was okay with taking it right here. All right, so this is going to be so I actually have no official trades for this week so far, guys. It's crazy. I know we've been taking a lot of these liquidity pushes and just trades here and there, but there's no official trades that I've personally taken so far because there hasn't been any high level momentum scalps that we are comfortable taking, which is fine. You guys have to understand that, you know, sometimes there's just not going to be any trades that come up. But I will give you guys other opportunities to look at if you guys are open to it. Like these V1 variations, V2 variations, high-low scalps, etc. There's a lot of entries here that you guys can still take. So, all right, here are the profits on that trade. You can see the green strip right here. I let it run a full TP, total profit of 1,180. Here's my FTMO number 2, total profit of 1,630. Some huge slippage right there. I don't know what happened, but it did play out in my favor really well. So big slippage right there. Here's my MFF. Also some slippage here, covered for that like loss here that should have been a win. Total profit was 1,430. So I got some slippage finally in my favor for MFF. So I pretty much covered the profits for the day. If I add up my profits from this live session, I mean, it's not as much as I normally do because I lowered my lot size for today specifically, but I mean, it's still pretty solid. 270, 30, 810, minus 80, plus 1430. Plus 810, plus 810, minus 80, minus 80, plus 1430. So I'm still up 12,500 for the day. So I'm actually up pretty decent. Yeah, I'm actually up a lot more than I thought I would be. I don't know if I did the math wrong, but I think I did it right. Yeah, I did it right. So I'm about 12,500 for the day across all of my accounts. I mean, typically it's a lot higher because these would have been like double, but it's all good. So I'm up 12,500 for the day with the trades just from this live session. Not too bad. All right, looks like everyone's logging off. So let's see. Johnny said, thanks for the session today. Myself and Andy, first day on FTMO challenge went great today. See you guys tomorrow. Definitely, Johnny. See both of you and Andy back here on Friday as we close out the session. All right, M9, we'll see you back here tomorrow as well. Dan, we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, so it looks like pretty much everyone over here is wrapping it up. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, if you guys have more profit to post up, feel free to send them in. Barack, again, over here, his profits for the day, 9,686 on this account. And then his second account, total profit of 12,724, all wins. Nice work, Barack. All right, we'll see you back here on Monday as well. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to pretty much all the strategies that we covered for the day, including the V1 variation, liquidity, etc., check out the website. Go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. This will give you access to the course. This is what the course looks like. Again, if you guys want to learn those strategies, go to the main strategies. High-level momentum scalp is going to be right here under module 4. If you scroll down further, the SR rejection scalp is going to be a bit further down. It's going to be called the K2 Trades SR rejection scalp strategy. If you guys want to learn the other scalp strategies, there is the high-low scalp strategy, pivot scalp, triple confluence, variation V1, variation V2, etc. And they're all going to be on the website. If you guys want to rewatch the previous mentoring sessions, that's where I covered the liquidity pushes. So if you guys want to see the strategy that I applied to take this first entry over here, where everyone locked in like some massive profits to identify where people's stop losses are sitting, just go to the previous mentoring session for the past 3 weeks. Go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades, and pull up the mentoring session from this week, which was on May 8th, last week, which was May 1st, and the week before that, which was April 25th. So I have like 3 sessions right here. They're about like an hour each. And I cover the high-level momentum scalps, or sorry, not the high-level momentum scalps, the liquidity pushes on all of those pages or all of those sessions. But all right, so I think that's about it, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here